Hello. Hello, hello. Hey, Courtney. I don't know why this keeps doing this. All right. All right. Trying to get this. Here we go. Hello. I hope this works. Okay, here we go. All right. I'm good. If you're watching live, comment live. If you're watching the replay, comment replay to make sure that that's working. Because we may have to shift. I have TikTok up here and I have YouTube down here. Hey everybody, give me a live in the comments or in the chat. Make sure you like this video. Make sure you share this with someone. Business bestie, someone that you know would appreciate this. Hello, hello, hello. Give me a live if you're watching live. If you're watching the replay, comment replay. We are going to talk about how to anchor our energy to make more money. Okay. I think we need to come back to center. I got some books and definitions. So you are going to be taking plenty of notes. Hopefully, if you're a student like me, if you like to take notes, if you like to, receive information. I got my grape juice over here. I got my pen and my notes. We in it. I got my book recommendations over here. I got my calendar over here because this is me a month. Okay, so this is March. This is March and we're in mid-month. So if you need to check in with yourself, if you need to get yourself together, if you are saying to yourself, like, I got to get it. I got to get this. I got to get this because I said I was going to do this month. I said I was going to create this month. I was going to make this much money this month. If this is you and you are finding yourself slumping down, this is the live for you. Okay. So we have to start paying attention to what we want to achieve, what we want to do, what we want to accomplish so that we can stay the path. Okay. Give me some likes if you are here. Get your notebook, get your journals. We are taking notes. We're going to get our nervous system in order. We're going to get back in our faith. We're going to align back in our faith. We're going to stop running away from the work. We're going to start just tapping in, tuning into to who we are as women. It's time to anchor the energy. Okay. We got to anchor. Hey, Sasha. Hey, Courtney. Hey, Kristen. Hey, TikTok. TikTok is over here. YouTube live over here. It's going to be a long live. So I hope you get you some snacks. Go get you some juice. Go get you some chips. Some tea or whatever, because we're going in today. Because we have to stay focused. Okay, we got to stay focused. So if this is your first time joining anything that I'm doing, as if I have to introduce myself, many of y'all, YouTube, y'all already know who I am. TikTok, got people coming in and out. All right. So I am Coach J. I am a leadership coach that helps women with self-concept, messaging, offers, and content so they can attract their ideal client. I look to help women that want to just really root themselves in their feminine, secure the feminine, because we are in an age, okay? We're in an age where women are going to have to learn how to take care of themselves so they can make better decisions, so that they can take care of themselves, so they can take care of their offspring, so they can get better health, quality of health, quality of life, okay? It is about the money, but it is about you feeling secure in yourself, okay? When a woman is secure in herself, she makes better decisions. When a woman is secure in herself, she comes from a place of discernment and wisdom. She can discern things. She doesn't come in the spirit of emotions. She doesn't come in the spirit of, oh, I don't have any money, so I gotta make a decision based on not having any money. But if I have money, I know how to secure myself. So anything that comes into my life at this point, it is to enhance. It is not to fill up anything. It's not to fill a void or anything like that. It is simply to enhance and optimize what I already have. Okay? So I want to make sure this straight. Does everybody get me? Hey, Asala. Hey, Kristen. Let me see. Ami, Camille, Christine. Is it Christina? Bridget. Hey, y'all. Come on in. This is gonna be good. This is gonna be good. TikTok, come on in. Bring you some juice. Bring you a couple of business besties. Make sure you share, so that everybody can get what they need. We got to get what we need today. Okay. All right. So let's talk about it. What do we need to do to anchor our energy? What do we need to do that? Okay. So I got notes here and on my computer. So I'm going to be looking and reading, and expounding on some of these pieces. Okay. So when we think about anchoring our energy, okay, when we think about anchoring our energy, the concept, the self-conception, okay, how we see ourselves through our identity, through our beliefs, through the level of confidence, right? So when we think about confidence, we think about our own power. We think about our self-assurance. In so many ways, what do you see yourself? How do you see yourself? When you think of yourself, what comes to mind? Most times, women, especially women, we tend to talk about all the things that we need to do better, right? And that is, I totally get it. We live in a capitalistic society. We live in a very male-dominated world. We live in a patriarchal system, right? So men don't necessarily have to change. Do y'all understand? It's gonna be good. We're begging for men to change, but really men are who they are. It's women that's trying to understand who they are so that they can maintain a sense of presence and flow. This is why women, unfortunately, we're having so many disagreements on what is feminine, what is not feminine, and we need to work. And then there's nothing wrong with love. And then, what do I need to do this? And what do I need to do to get a man? And then what do I need to do to center myself? And then what do I need to do to decenter men? And then what do I need to do to manage myself? Because I want a man and it seems like the man ain't acting right. So what do I need to do? So everybody got all this stuff going on. Women are all over the place when it comes down to how to navigate through this system. Are y'all with me? So everybody is trying to figure out who they are. You got women in their 20s, 30s, 40s, and even their 50s trying to figure out how to take care of themselves. What does it mean to be an adult in a place, in a time where hyperinflation? We just went through a whole political event, right? So we got a new regime that's in office. All kinds of things are happening. Women are trying to find themselves in a male-dominated world still. We're trying to figure out how to usher in the matriarchy without losing ground on who we are. We got some people that are protesting. We got some people say that protesting, we ain't got to do all that. You got some people saying that, we should have did it this way. And then they should. Everybody got different things that they got going on. Everybody talking about everything, and women need to do this, and women need to do that, and we boycotting this, and we minding our business. Then we're not minding our business. We're looking at scammers. We're dissecting people's lives. We're looking at celebrities. Everybody got something going on. We cannot decide what is right, what is wrong, and what we need to do better on. Women all over the place. Some of us want to be 12. Some of us want to be adults. We don't know what we want to do. Some of us want to get married. A lot of us said that we're childless. Some people want children. Everybody off. We all over the place. Okay? We all over the place. So we got to start like understanding this is the era where you're going to have to learn how to be an individual. Everybody's not going to think like you. But there are people that you need to gravitate towards that think like you. Because it's not just about, I want to be in places where women look like me. It's not about looking like anybody anymore. You know, we're in a different age and a different era. We're in a time where now you need to join communities and collectives of people that think like you, because everybody don't think like you. Just because you're in a place where somebody looks like you, that person that look like you may not think like you. And then it's not your job. I'm about to help you. It is not your job to make other people that look like you think like you. That's no longer, that's off brand now. Does it make sense? And so it impacts us even in business. So you got people saying like, what's the use of even trying to be successful with all this stuff going on? You're going to have people that starting to think like that now because they're getting tired. They're not keeping up with what's going on in the world because a lot of people are late. And they played the last 4.5, 5 years, and now we're in the 5th year. And now all of a sudden people are getting tired because they couldn't keep up. They didn't work on their skill set. They didn't work on their resilience. They didn't work on their healing. They stayed around and was going back and forth with people. Everybody had a problem with so-and-so. All this protesting and all this stuff, all this going on. And they didn't keep up with the skills. Because you need to understand this. In order to keep eating, in order to keep yourself and your home secure, in order to keep your children in a upward mobility and upward projection, you're going to have to understand skill sets. We're in the era of AI and technology. I'm just trying to help you. Because I feel like some of y'all don't understand that. And you're avoiding because you don't want to talk about it. I had to turn the light down a little bit. I feel like I had a big old glare in my face. We're in the era of AI. Technology is a part of it's normal now to talk about technology. And so because we have become acquainted with social media, news, what's going on in the world, how is this happening, what's going on? And so everybody's anxious. There's a lot of anxious energy. And now the anxious energy is affecting your coin. Y'all got to get centered and you got to get stable. Nobody is responsible for your emotional health but you. No one is responsible for your emotional stability but you. You are responsible for your own success. You have to own the responsibility. You have to own the responsibility of taking care of yourself. You have to learn how to self-parent. You have to learn how to self-soothe and self-mother. You have to learn how to be your biggest cheerleader sometime. Some of y'all don't understand that. Some of you need to understand that everybody is not going to be sis boom buying you and supporting you. You're going to have to be your own support system sometimes. It is not your family's responsibility to support your business. It is your responsibility to support your own business. You got to get to know new people every single day. You have to put yourself out there. You have to create content. You got to get the right tools. You got to automate your processes. You got to put things in the system. You got to stop being lazy all the time. You got to start. I just made a video on my TikTok where I said, in order to change the effect You have to change the cause. You got to change the cause because this is the thing. You keep asking yourself, why am I going through this? Why am I feel like I'm always self-sabotaging? Why am I always? Because the cause hasn't changed. I got to calm down, because when I feel myself going, I got to wheel it back. We don't understand that you're going to have to change the cause. Thank you so much, Bobby, for the likes and the gifts, y'all. Thank y'all. I want you to understand that the only way to see something different in your life, you're going to have to do things differently, because everything outside of you came from within you. It came from your beliefs. It came from your desires. It came from you stepping out and doing something, and you pushed it out because your body began to adopt the belief as truth. So your body began to operate, to get into position to magnetize that which you see outside of yourself to be true. Because the soul, the spirit, and the body agreed. And that's when we call that alignment. When there is a threefold, what they call a threefold cord of agreement, that is alignment. There's a peace that comes over you when you're in the right realm. Everybody want to make more money, but don't nobody want to do what it takes to create the process for you to make more money, because you're too busy trying to survive. And you can't see past the week. And this is why y'all got to get out of all this other business that's taking your nervous system into a complete alert. Like your nervous system is in a constant alarm every single day. Let me get to what I was going to talk about today. Lord, have mercy. Because this affects your content too. The way you see yourself also affects your content. It affects the way you sell. It affects how serious you are about your business. A lot of y'all could really turn your lives around if you would just stop freaking out. You freak out too much. I used to be the same way. I used to freak out. I used to get nervous. I used to have panic attacks about stuff that I was making up in my head that hadn't even happened. It hadn't even happened. It hadn't even happened. If your self-concept is shaky, it's your outside, how you see the outside world and the world that you have manifested is going to speak back to you, because your perception is your reality. This is why you can get online. And I talked about this last night. Was it last night before last? I think it was night before last. If you remember me talking, if y'all remember us having that conversation about, we on the same app, everybody on TikTok, everybody on YouTube, right? But you got some people on TikTok that just either scroll and they don't post, or they don't post often, right? Number two, you got people that post and they don't have a business, so they just posting just to be posting. And then you have people that post and they know it's a part of their job. And so the intent is to attract people to their offers, links, email lists, etc. Right? Okay, got it. Then you have people that use the app for brand influencing and things of that nature to get contracts with different companies to, represent their brand in X, Y, and Z, right? Okay, got it. So why is it that we have people that use this app to beg for money because they're about to get put out their house, they're about to get their car repoed, they don't have any money to feed their children? Why is it that some people use the app for that, and then you have some people that use the app for marketing purposes, right? So you got people that are making millions and millions of dollars on this app versus people who are begging for rent and GoFundMe. YouTube, you up? Is everybody up? TikTok, y'all up? Y'all follow? So there is a perception of the app. You got people saying, I want to take a break from the app. I can't take it. I need a break. I need a break. You know why you need a break? Because you're not using the app for what it is for, which intentionally, if you're in business, you're using the app to do social media. Marketing. You need to master marketing. You need to master content. You need to master a system so that when you get on these apps, it's not messing with your nervous system. This is my job. I told y'all that the other night. This is my job. I take a hiatus. I need to take a hiatus. The reason why you need to take a hiatus is because you're looking at everybody and you looking at everybody moving. You're looking at everybody moving and you're not moving. So you're looking at people and saying, oh, I just wish I could. You could do the same thing. I ain't no different. I'm at the house. I'm on my couch. I got my phone propped up on a $27 tripod. I got my laptop over here. It's literally easy. This is a hair scarf. You know, I got on pajama pants. I got my little notebook here so I won't get off track. But I have offers too. I have a stand store that's linked to, I'm trying to tell you how easy this is. I think because some of us choose to struggle and you don't have to. The choice is yours. If you want to see something different, you got to do something different. Y'all follow me? You got to stop being scared. You're grown. Who gonna check you? She always online. What you gonna do? Fight me? No, you can't. I'm grown. I'm an adult. You have a responsibility to live out your human potential. You have a responsibility to live out your human potential. So why would I forsake that for somebody else's opinion? Because somebody looked and saw me online and saying, why she always online? And they always talking about me. We're not in high school anymore. Okay. So I want to make sure that that's clear. You got a responsibility to show up. So the foundation of business, yes, we have offers. Yes, you have a niche. Yes, you have ideal client. Yes, you're thinking about the systems. You're thinking about the offers. You're thinking about the messaging. You're thinking about how am I going to put this out there and continue to how am I going to consistently get clients? I've been in this game for 5 years. And it's basically consistency. I show up to work every single day, just about. Okay. I may take a day or so off, but you'll never know that. But my content is still going. It's still going. It's still going. I still got viral videos that's still bringing leads, even now with no ads, ADS, advertisements, no paid ads. I still got content out there that's doing rounds, bringing sales every single day. I have automation. I have systems where you can automate. Almost every system now, you can automate. You can schedule posts. Like you're making stuff up when y'all say that y'all just struggling you got to sit your booty down and discipline yourself and say, what do I need to do first? I need to make sure my stuff is together. I need to make sure my offers are right. I need to make sure that my stuff is in order. I need to get myself together and sit down and write this stuff out and put it in and use ChatGPT to bring all these things and these pieces together. I need to master ChatGPT. That's another thing too. Master these systems. We got to learn how to master things. I told my daughter a long time ago, and y'all have heard me say this, we have an issue, and this is good right here. This is good. We have an issue with completing things. I'm gonna have to say that one more time because I don't think y'all. I gotta say that again. Just give me 1 second because I'm trying to share this live. It's too many people that need to hear this because I'm over it. I need us to get this. I really do. I need us to get this because this is I need to say this so that y'all can digest what I just said. Some of us have an issue with completing things. I don't know who needs to hear that. Some of us have issues with completing things. Let me take this off. I can't find the darn thing. Hold on. Cause see, we have an issue with completing things. Your nervous system is your body's control center. It's the way that you regulate stress. The nervous system is in charge of your energy and your emotions. When it is deregulated or dysregulated, that's from stress, from burnout, from trauma, from all this stuff. You operate, as we know, in fight, flight, freeze, and all this other stuff, which means inconsistency, which means giving up too early, which means fear of visibility, which means avoiding sales conversations. It means I'm not posting the right content. I'm posting everything but my content. I'm supporting other people. I'm always supporting everybody else's business, but I am not supporting mine. That is a problem. Why do we have these consistent in and out when it comes to, we got to stop doing that. We got to stop doing it. We got to stop doing it. Okay? Because when it comes down to your nervous system is very, very important. When you have a regulated nervous system, this is where I need y'all to write this down. A regulated nervous system lets you create and it allows you to sell without panicking, without the self-doubt, without the burnout. It speaks to your calm. You got to learn how to be calm. You're all over the place for a reason. It means you got a dysregulated nervous system. You're all over the place. And I know there's a lot of women talking about the nervous system recently, and we need to talk about them often because that is a real thing. The parasympathetic nervous system, the sympathetic nervous system. We got to learn how to breathe. Transcendental meditation. You need to learn how to breathe. See, a lot of times we shallow breathe. We shallow breathe. Sometimes we don't even know, we can't even remember that we're breathing. Sometimes we're skipping breaths because we're in fight or flight. We're walking around. You know what that looks like in so many ways? What it looks like is us walking around and a tiger is walking behind us all the time. Like it's like you have a permanent bear on your back and you're in alert because you don't know when it's going to have a need to just go all in on you. And so you're on high alert. Every time you walk around, you're on high alert. Like, is this going to be the day when it's going to just pounce on me? If I make one wrong move, it's coming for me. You understand? See, when you're in a constant state of what's going to happen to me, you don't get nothing done that makes sense. You can't even sit down and create the way you want to create because you're in panic mode. You got to get out of panic mode. You got to get out of that. You got to start getting back to center. This is why this is one of my favorite books right here. I don't care what y'all say. The Power of Now. This book is old. I don't even know when I got this book. This book is old, but when I tell you, every time I get into a tizzy, every now and then, I'll come back to this book. But why can't you just, pray? Let me tell you the issue with that. Ain't no wrong with praying. But some of y'all pray in the realm of struggle. You pray and you beg in your prayer. Prayer is your direct communication with the spirit realm. Prayer is your direct communication with spirit realm. Meditation is how you listen in. And when I say prayer, that means you have to be in present moment. You can't be all the way next week. Some of y'all be freaking out about stuff that ain't even happened yet. You're asking God, I just want to make sure my rent is paid. And you have a business not understanding that you have to get in alignment now so that you can create what you want to create, because the rent is going to be paid because you're in alignment. This book right here would change your life if you let it change your life. I told y'all the other day, the check is coming in the mail because I put in work to for the check to come in the mail. Why are you begging? Manny don't have to beg me for nothing. I mean, unless you want to go somewhere and she. But for the most part, Manny does not have to beg for me to do anything. She just, mommy, can I, mommy, I really want this. Prime example. Reverend, I gave this example. It was so good. Our kitchen is this way, right? So refrigerator and all that kind of stuff. Meg does not have to come to me and ask for a drink of water. She does not have to come to me for a cup of water. Okay. She doesn't have to come to me every single time she want to drink water. You know what she does? She can't bring her booty right down them steps. And she don't even have to come to me. She don't even have to say, Mommy, I'm finna get some water, or I'm getting ready. She go right to the refrigerator and get a glass out of the cupboard and pour water. She drinks the water, or she take it upstairs up to her room. Why is that? Why does she feel so comfortable with doing that? Why does she feel so comfortable with going to the kitchen, not asking me, even though I'm the mother, the great mother of this house? And she goes and no, you know why? Because she has ownership. And she has a stake in the ownership by way of birth. Associated, she's birthed from me. Anything that is mine is hers as well. Whatever I have is also hers. Whatever I create or bring in is also hers. She does not have to beg me for a cup of water. She just goes and gets the cup of water, but that is her consciousness. If my child came to me and asked me for a cup of water every single time she was thirsty, I would have to sit her down and say, why do you keep asking me that? Because that's a problem for me. Why do you feel like you need to ask? Well, I didn't know. That's how some of y'all sound when y'all be praying. That's how some of y'all sound when y'all be begging God for things that are already yours. Ooh. That's good right there. You don't beg for something that's already yours, already yours. You just need to get into alignment. You just need to get into alignment to what is already yours. You got to sit in it. And you got to remind yourself. So, and it's simple as that. What does it look like, Coach, to get in alignment? Coach Jay, what does that look like to get in alignment? What it looks like in alignment is to remind yourself, this is mine. Why would I have a desire for something when I wouldn't be able to? That don't make no sense to me. Why would I have a desire to be a millionaire? And I just, why is that? Because your human potential is telling you that you have the opportunity to learn how to become a millionaire, because that is your rightful place. That's your next milestone. That's not where you end. That's where you're going next. So what do I have to do in order to get there? I got to learn. I got to learn how to self-navigate, automate some things. I need to look at my tools. What is keeping me? What is the bottleneck? Many times it's you, right? So you got to look at your systems, look at your money situation and say, okay, what do I need to do to get to this income level, right? So what do I need to do to get this much money in the door so I can automate some things and turn this bad boy on so that I can just coast? So if I can automate some things, if I can create my systems, I can get 10 steps ahead instead of always dialing back and talking about how tired I am. Every single week, automate your stuff. What do you need to automate in your business? Emails. Okay, so go ahead and schedule your emails out. Schedule your posts for the rest of the week. Schedule your posts for the rest of the 2 weeks. I don't know what your system is, but create a system so that you can do other high-level things like clean up. I'm being funny. Like clean up or to go and get bigger deals. To pitch the podcast. If you automate some of this little stuff that's keeping you hemmed up, anchor yourself so you can make more money. Anchor yourself so you can make more money. Anchor yourself so that you can make more money. But you know, it's just a matter of a couple of small tweaks that you need to make in your schedule, a couple of small tweaks that you need to make just in your life and in your business, and start thinking to yourself, in the next 90 days, I want to hit this goal. Summer is on the way. Some of y'all got big trips y'all want to go on. You can plan it. You just got to create the systems. You got to create the way. You got to create your support. That's what I said. If you feel like you're always hustling, stop the hustle and automate your stuff. Amen, somebody. I know I'm in the house. I know I'm talking to somebody. Because your system has to be regulated. Your nervous system. Y'all with me? Give me some hearts if y'all with me, TikTok. If this resonates, give me some heart. When it comes down to creating and selling without panicking or creating a selling without burning out, I want you to speak with authority. Start speaking. First of all, you got to speak to yourself as the authority. Some of y'all need to hear yourself talk. You need to hear yourself tell yourself that you are a leader, that you are in a space to change lives, that you are here to impact the world. The world is tearing up by the day. Where are the people that can turn things around? Women, if you would get out of your la-la land and get out of Wonderland and get out of Disney stories and fairy tales, you can do something. Just start thinking to yourself, if I could just change one life at a time, what would that look like? A life a day. I'm going to say it one more time. Your job. Let me write this down as I'm telling you, because that's a download. I don't care what you say. Going forward, every single day, you change your life a day. Change one life a day. Write that down. Going forward, your job is to change one life a day, at least one life a day. Everybody can do that. What does that look like? You can literally go into somebody's DM and just encourage somebody. Write on somebody's comment or somebody's post and lift them up instead of just haw and kick in all the time. Change one life a day. You can do that. That's a part of your job anyway. You're supposed to be doing it anyway. One life a day. Encourage somebody. And now, before you do this, listen to me. Before you do this, do it to yourself first. In the morning, fill your cup up first, which means that you pour into yourself. You affirm yourself. This is good. Affirm yourself. Drink your water, your lemon water, or whatever it is that you do in the morning to move the energy. Stretch. But you got to get up, though, because some of y'all get up too late. Don't let the sun beat you up. Get your butt up in the morning and get out of that bed. Don't press snooze. Get up. Smile when you get up. Put your hand over your heart and your hand over your stomach and smile and tell yourself that this shall be a good day. I proclaim and declare and decree over this day that I'm going ahead of this day and proclaiming it as a successful day, a day of change, a day of amazing things are happening to me. Affirm the day. This is the day that I am going to see change in my life for the better. I am committed to becoming 1% better today. And breathe. Your stomach should come up first, then your chest. Breathe. Take deep breaths. Calm the system. The breath is God, it's spirit. So you need to connect with the spirit and remind yourself that you are alive in this realm to do amazing exploits. Are y'all with me? Are y'all with me? Anchor yourself to make more money. Stay focused on the content that builds authority instead of chasing trends. Stop chasing trends and create. Stop saying you're going to make money. And I know I've posted content about this. I'll say it's time to make more money. You got to make more money. I say that because I need y'all to just wake up. But I want you to get to a place where you're creating to make money, right? When you create to make money, money is going to automatically come to you because you're in your divine assignment. When you are creating creating money to magnetize towards you, you are in the God space. You're in the God space. You're in the right realm. And when you're in the right realm, you're automatically magnetizing. You're automatically drawing people in because you are filling the world up with value. And there's some things that I really want you to start committing to. What are your values? Your values should include integrity. Your values should include putting more impact driven content into the world. Trust. That's one of our core values as a business owner, is trust. How am I getting people to trust me? Not that I'm auditioning, but what am I doing to increase trust in my ideal client so that she doesn't have any second guessing about who she is and what she should be doing? It's time to work. It's time to focus. It's time to come therein, right? So it's what are your values? Because your values are going to anchor you every single time. And when you don't have any values, you just at willy-nilly, honey. You just wherever the wind blow. Wherever the wind blow, that's where you're going. Whatever trends that happens, what are your values? Because I told y'all use ChatGPT for everything but for what it's used for. Don't get me started because I will go there. Y'all know me. I will go there. ChatGPT, what's my future spouse's name? I'm so tired of hearing it. I'm so what's my horoscope? Use the thing for what it's designed for, which is to help you navigate the world and automate processes and help you to create. Outsource a little bit of this stuff so you can spend more time creating high-level things. Good grief. Legacy. What is your legacy? What does that look like for you? When people say your name, what comes up? When your grandchildren are sitting around talking about you 60 years from now, 80 years from now, what are they saying? And if you don't want any children, that's fine too. If nieces and nephews and cousins, what are people going to say about you? Like some of y'all, like I told y'all, some of y'all need to be starting your YouTube channel so that you can continuously speak to the next generations to come. That's why I say it don't matter if you have children or not, because now this is a revelation. Y'all, please coin this. Somebody please capture this. A lot of women are deciding not to have children, and that's okay. I totally think that, but you're birthing sons and daughters in the spirit. And your YouTube channel, your Facebook, whatever, is going to be here long after you're gone. People are still going to be binging on your content even while you're gone. And you need to have content ready and available for them to come back to, because it's going to be some sons and daughters that you didn't birth, but they're going to come to you for advice. And since you already have so much content out there, and some of y'all with children, you need to be belching it out, period. Now, don't get me started on the mothers out here. Mothers, you need to ramp up your YouTube channels, because your children ain't going to have time to give all this advice. So you're going to be too busy working. Where are you at? Your great-great-grandchildren going to be watching you. They will have you etched in the metaverse. Don't you know how big that is to have your great-great-grandmother or great-great-aunt or great-great-cousin, sitting looking at your content in 2060, 2130, and they're watching you spit out wisdom and some things that they need to do in order, and even for their life. That's so good right there. You got to start thinking about stuff like this. You got to start thinking about stuff like this. I don't think we think about that enough. Because everybody, I don't know what to say. I don't want to show my face. I want to do faceless, and I want to do faceless. There's nothing wrong with faceless. If that's one stream of income, that's what you want to do. But we have to start thinking about legacy. Start thinking about your life's work at this point. Start thinking about your life's work. Your life's work. Your sacred work. You need to produce more long-form content. You need to produce more content that is centered around not only the times that we're in, but alongside of your business offerings and things of that nature, just in case people still want. But y'all fail to realize too, all of these monetization programs, you need to be capitalizing off all of this, because especially if you have children or you're going to have grandchildren, and just in case, you never know what God is going to do to elongate your name. That can feed your family for years. You can put all this stuff in a trust. Your YouTube channel doing numbers even after you're gone. I know y'all don't like to talk about stuff like that, but these are really important things that you need to think about. I'm 40 plus, and 40 plus, they're begging for content from people in the 40 plus club, because our wisdom needs to be locked in. Because, everybody going and going and going. People ain't thinking about, our grandmothers are getting younger. Our granddaddies are getting younger. Like, people are not thinking with sense anymore. Where are the women with the wisdom? I know that you want to give wisdom to people, but when I hear women say things, especially older women, and they say things like, oh, you ain't got to have no YouTube channel. Everybody want a YouTube channel. I already know they're not tapped in and tuned into eternity. You have to start thinking about eternal work. You have to think about longevity in the game. Yes. Ami. Not only Reverend Knight, I love me some Dr. Wayne Dyer is one. Dolores Cannon, she's gone on. Who else, y'all? Bring me some other names. I know it's so many names that have passed on. Bob Proctor. I'm just thinking about people in the spiritual space. You see what I'm saying? Like, people are building up their digital real estate. But I'm telling you now, if you could think about the long game and stop thinking about, how am I going to pay this bill? Because I want us to get out of this. And I know I'm not for financial irresponsibility, right? I'm not for a lack of financial integrity, because you need your finances in order to create. Because when women don't have a sense of financial stability, she can't create what she really want to create. So she has to feel stable enough to do that, right? So I'm all about getting the funds and getting your money in a very stabilized place so that you can create the life you want. However, sometimes it's going to come by way of you stepping into faith, and the money comes as a result of your obedience, because you know that that is a part of your walk. And your walk requires you to step and walk in a manner of obedience, because obedience is better than sacrifice. And when you are in your obedience, and obedience, not necessarily you're obedient to God, but you're obedient to your blueprint, to your sacred spiritual assignment, because your soul remembers what you were supposed to be doing right now. When your soul remembers what you're supposed to be doing right now, you are going to do the work. You're going to lean in, because you know that is the life of ease that you're supposed to be walking into. It's the long game that you're playing. You're not playing short games. You're not playing, how am I going to pay my light bill? You got to understand, by divine right, the light bill is paid. I am here to do bigger exploits other than paying my light bill. Paying my light bill should not be taking up all my energy. Pay the light bill. Make arrangements. I don't care what you do. But you got bigger things to you got bigger fish to fry other than my light bill. I used to tell God that when I used to, be upset, when things weren't working out for me, like I would have little teasers and stuff like that. I'd be like, God, I shouldn't be worried about my light bill. I need you to pay the light bill so I can get out of this. So I can stop feeling sorry for myself. Pay the light bill. And child, I'm telling you, try that one day. Try that one day. If you got stuff that you need to pay and you tired of sitting on that, you got to tell source, okay, I need you, like, you my source. I need you to pay that so I can get on with it. Because my energy is right here on a little bit of stuff. That's why I call like light bills and stuff. I said, this is too small for me to be worried about. I got bigger fish to fry than a $300-400 light bill. That's right, Mary. She said, that's what I've been doing recently, demanding what I need. That's what I'm saying. I shouldn't be worried about little stuff like this. Anchor yourself so that you can make more money. Listen to me. Even rent, I don't care. But pluck it up. Listen, I'm not going to worry about rent today. Pay the rent. I got that from Bobby Hemming. If y'all ever heard of Bobby Hemming? I found out about him on TikTok. And I remember somebody saying that Erykah Badu and Andre 3000 met. No, it was their first date. Went to go see Bobby Hemming. He a big guy. I think he passed away. Somebody said he passed away. I hate to hear that, but I think he passed away last year, somebody said. But anyway, Bobby Hemming said that he used to tell Source back in the day when he was like first starting to do spiritual, lessons and trainings and stuff. And he said, you tell God, like, Source, like, I need you to pay this rent because I'm not finna play with you. Now, I got to pay rent. I'm not supposed to be worried about my rent. I thought it was so good, because sometimes you have to get to a place like, I'm not going to sit up here and play back and forth with you. I got work to do. I should not be worried about how much my rent is and do I have the money to pay it. Let's get the rent paid so we can move on. This is ridiculous. I'm telling you, try it. You'd be surprised. Anchor yourself so you can make more money. That's what we're talking about tonight. I'm equipping you with tools so that you can stop playing around so much. How does capitalism affect our nervous system? Everybody wants I'm ready for this system to crash. I think you need to slow your roll. When I hear people say that, I'm just ready for the system to come down, I don't trust people like that. I'm going to tell you why. A lot of these people do not understand what they look like. You want a system to crash that you've never been programmed to operate outside of. Even if you got a little garden, it's bigger than a garden. It's bigger than we need to grow our own food. Most of y'all live in apartments. You ain't got no. And some of y'all don't know the first thing about tilling a garden and all this kind of stuff. Some of y'all don't even like the sun. Some of y'all don't even go outside. You go out there to check the mailbox and you mad because it's hot. Asala Bobby Hemmett, Bobby Hemmett, Hemmitt, Hemmett. So you're talking about the elements, right? So you're talking about getting out there and growing your own food. And what if you have a bad crop? What if you get sick? What's your backup plan if you get sick? Your body, like you are in an era, a modern era. A lot of y'all talking about all this stuff, the system crashing down. You don't know what it's looking like to be in the elements for a long period of time. Some of y'all, we're wearing Crocs. We wear Crocs. Do you know how hard it is to run in Crocs? When I see men, and women walking around in Crocs and stuff, I'd be like, if some break out, you probably gonna be the first one out of here because how you running in them? You can't run in no Crocs. So you want a system to crash and you don't even have the right shoes on. You got heels on. If something happened with all the systems and the grid fall down and you can't crank your car because it's electric or whatever, everything is up. You out. What you gonna do in heels? You gonna walk the expressway in heels? What you gonna do? I'm ready for the system crash down. You got to be careful what you ask for. You just might get it. Ain't nobody ready for a world where capitalism does not exist. You are not ready for their life. That's why I said everybody talking about boycotting Target, not understanding that Target holds 400,000 jobs. All 400,000 of them jobs are going to be out. Do you know how many people are not ready for that because they're not skilling up, because they're working hourly? Just a lot of retail jobs. A lot of these people are not ready to be let go. And even what the employees saying, they don't even know what they talk. See, everybody's talking about social justice, but you're not talking about the plan. What is the plan? You got to be careful about what you ask for. This is why folks go crazy when they're off work. I have a family member. Let me bring this up. I have a family member right now. Just got laid off from the IRS where she took the buyout, right? Took the buyout. She already told me I get another job. They already told her she's going to get paid all the way to September. I said, why don't you rest a little bit? Figure out what you want to do. What is your soul calling you to do right now? Are there any books you want to catch up on and read? Are there any goals that you want to write down? What's your vision for your life? She already told me I get another job. I'm going to go give me a temp job so I can pay off these credit cards. You're like literally. A lot of people don't know what to do without work. You want to not do anything, but you will go absolutely berserk because I told y'all you were birthed to work. You're thinking in your mind, we weren't born to just pay bills, and you are born to do something. This is why half of y'all go crazy when you don't have nothing to do and you try to find something to do. I have heard women say, I feel like I need to be doing something because it's in you to do. Now, it's a matter of what you do that's messing you up. But because you're so anxious about putting your hands on something and doing something, you don't have a purpose outside of that. But this is why I told the family member, I said, why don't you take out a month or two and just relax? My goodness, you're in your 60s. You know what Sam Altman said? Sam Altman is the what's his name? The Open AI founder. He said, now AI may end the world, but we'll have great companies before that happens. What he means is this is going to close up the end of an age. And then we're going to open into another age, the age of Aquarius, which is already happening, but it's going to move us towards moving more harmonious living with humanoids, with hybrids. This is not woo-woo talk. This is not, our robot talk. This is real life. This is reality. There are women right now, Black women, let me throw this out there, that are protesting Kim K because she taking a picture, doing a photo shoot with Tesla. You don't even buy Kim K stuff. You don't even buy Skims. What are you talking about? You boycotting her. You don't even like Kim. You never talked. You didn't go off on Kim. Kim didn't cuss you out. Kim didn't take your man. Kim didn't step on your baby's toe. Kim didn't cut you off at the red light. Why are you boycotting somebody that you don't even know? You never bought her stuff. Just how crazy that sounds. I'm like, why y'all like, just don't talk, just don't buy our stuff. It just doesn't resonate with your values. I don't understand. You see what I'm saying? You see how off that sound? You don't even know, like, you've never met Kim. I'm not going to bat for Kim because I don't know her either. I'm just talking about the thought process that we create things to be mad about because we have nothing else to focus on. We're so busy trying to boycott and subtract and divide everything that we're not adding and multiplying. We got to find something else to be mad about. Every day is something to keep your nervous system on high alert. TikTok, go to my profile and click on my YouTube link and join us on YouTube because my phone about to die and my daughter, I don't know what she did with my charger. I think my charger's still in the car. Y'all come on over. Yeah, Asala said, what the heck? Because what the Kim, the people, listen, I'm just telling you, I asked the people on Threads, why are we boycotting the girl? And somebody said, because she took a photo shoot with Tesla. I mean, with a Tesla or whatever, them big Cybertruck thing. I said, what? You don't even have a Cybertruck. You don't even like Tesla. You don't buy Tesla and you don't buy Skims. What are you doing? You don't even follow Kim. Some of y'all don't even follow the girl. Y'all don't watch her show. So that's not because you have nothing else to do. Social justice is taking the place, and it is the new way to avoid the work that you're supposed to be doing. I don't care what you say. But you can, coach, you can do both. Tell me what you're doing with your life. Because you're doing a whole lot of subtracting to me. Kim don't even know you exist. She don't know I exist. She don't have anything to do. I'm on live helping people. Y'all let me know when you get over to YouTube, because I'm going to I'm going to turn this off because my battery running low. Go to my link and click on the link, and my YouTube link is in my profile. And join me and tell me TikTok in the chat so I can see that you came from TikTok. Because this phone about to give out. I want you to get with the program. I'm gonna play it out until it gets to 10%. It's almost to 10%. I want you to understand this. We're gonna keep going. Here we go. I want you to build nervous system resilience through mindfulness and deep breathing. Learning to detach your worth from productivity. I want you to learn how to detach your worth from your work. Did y'all get that? Did everybody get that, what I just said? Learn how to detach your worth from your work. Your work is not your worth. Your worth as a human being, you can't put money on it. Your work, there's value according to the usefulness of today's market. That's a completely different conversation. Some of y'all are connecting your worth to your work. And this is why you're not showing up, because you don't want people to devalue you as a person. It's your work that you want people to value. Am I making that clear, or do you need some additional breakdown on that? Because some of y'all are connecting that together. I don't want my work and my worth to mix, because I don't want to mess that up and me being messed up. Hey, Aaliyah, welcome. I really want us to get that together. We got to stay focused. My worth is not connected to. You got to do the work on that. You got to do the self concept work on that. Your values are what you stand for. Your desires are what you truly want. These really do create the foundation of your content, the foundation of your voice, your signature voice, because even when you create content, it should sound like you. There should be some identity work right there, right? It's some identity work. TikTok, I just hit 10%. You got about 30 more seconds to get on over here to YouTube. I'm still going. So bring your lunch and keep the phone going, because I want you to join me here on YouTube. They keep with your values and your desires, keep your content aligned, and it keeps you intentional. You got to stay intentional. You got to stay in the flow of your systems and all of that. How you stand out, your values and your desires. People trust people who have a clear stance on things. I let people know I am a free thinker. I am a person that you are grown, you're an adult, you are a free thinker. You do not have to go along to get along. You do not have to be attached to a toxic collective in order to find meaning and self and validation for self. Honey, you can be just who you are and validate who you are every single day. You are your best friend. You should not play about you. Your values and your desires and your focus gives you longevity in business. There's a lot of people that are dropping out. All right. TikTok, join me on YouTube. Go to my link. I'm finna turn this off. I want you to get focused on what you want. If you don't like what you're building, you're going to burn out. You're not going to like what you do. And I'm going to tell you this too. A lot of people are going to, a lot of people really are not going to understand this part of what I'm getting ready to say, but when you can really understand that your values and your desires is what's going to stand the test of time, you're going to show up differently. Your values is what makes you you. Asala says, I understand that not attaching your worth to work or business, but can you break down how that relates to not showing up? So, Asala, that's a really good question, because when we don't show up, okay, when we don't show up, and we know that a part of showing up means to the identity work, that I'm coming on here to do work. I'm coming on here to impact the world. I'm coming on here for legacy. I'm coming on here so that I can provide my gifts to the world, right? When I don't show up, it is either because of imposter syndrome, it's because of all this deep programming, is because I'm really not resonating or really sitting and swimming in confusion. And I'm trying to figure out, like, how can I bypass feeling embarrassed and shame in front of other people and just show up as my authentic self? Do I feel like I have to do this, that, and the third in order to be successful in, said program or said platform or to build my brand? Everybody has a different perception of what a brand looks like. My brand is about straightforwardness. When you look at my videos and YouTube, like it's so all over the place. But I've been monetized. People come on there and they binge my content still, even with the thumbnails being off, even with, but you know what my brand is? My brand is this. My voice is my work. Have I had people to come to me and try to sell me on, Coach, I can see you. I can see you. I can see you. I can see you. I ain't got to do all that. When I started seeing examples of people that were millionaires that had thumbnails that were just ugly, or didn't have any at all. When I started seeing people with thumbnails or, content that was, I started to say, maybe there is something to this authenticity, right? And I'm not saying be sloppy, but be human too. A lot of people are not in business because they feel like they have to have it all together. That's not stopping me from showing up, right? I don't, there is something beautiful about not just allowing yourself to be. Allowing yourself to do your best work. I don't have to perform. Performing and doing the work is completely two different things. It's two different things. Performing is to be like something in order to get validation. But for me, when I show up because I'm supposed to, because I know that my freedom is tied to my gifts. And my gifts is what gives Source or God the ability to keep consistently blessing me because I am doing the work in spite of, no matter what is going on in my life. And that's another thing too. Life is going to life. And when you are stepping into your divine purpose, it is going to feel off. There's going to be a lot of rattling going on in your life, because when we talk about things like authenticity and stepping into your sacred and spiritual gifts, people don't realize there's a lot of disruption that goes on in your life. Asala said, I see, it sounds like we were detaching from the performative. There you go, integrating with your gifts. Absolutely. So when we stop performing, and when I say performing, what does that feel like, right? So what does that look like, Coach? Performing means that I'm trying to look like somebody or do what somebody else is doing, because it seems like when she's doing this, it gets her what she wants. So I'm going to do the same thing, or I'm doing something in order to show somebody else or to show people that, I'm worthy, or I'm, tell me that I'm good. Tell me that I'm great. Tell me that I'm, in order to be feminine, let me act soft. Let me cosplay. Let me tell you something. You're feminine anyway. You don't need to puffy sleeves and all of that. My nails being done. I needed a feel for a week. And you know why I haven't got my nails done? Because I have to drive. My nail tech moved all the way across town. If you're in Memphis, you know exactly what I'm talking about. I live in Lakeland, so that's a drive, right? I started going to one of the offices, Lord have mercy, one of the nail salons. I started going to one of the nail salons over here, and my nail tech that I've been knowing for years knows this nail tech over here. And she ain't doing it the same way. So I said, I am not letting these folks do my nails no more. I'm going to drive all the way to my nail tech. But then I started thinking about the drive. I was like, oh, I got to drive. But I showed up anyway, even when my nails needed filling. I had one missing nail, and then I had lost another nail. But I said, you know what, today I'm gonna go and get my nail. But that's what I'm saying. I'm now performing because in spite of my nails being done or not done, I'm still showing up because it's part of my work. You understand? My work is not connected to my worth as a person, but my value in my work's value increases my life, my quality of life, because I think of myself more to actually do the work that I'm supposed to do and increase the value of my work so I can have a better quality of life. A lot of times we don't understand that to live a better quality of life is by making sure that your work is of a high value. And when you're giving people good value, your quality of life increases. You don't have to struggle. You don't have to strung along and try to figure things out. You increase your quality of life by increasing the value of your work, because your quality of life is connected to your identity. Your human-esque, right? Your body is your vehicle by way of how you get around here on this planet. But freedom is first for me. Here we go. This is where it gets real good right here. So freedom for me means what? If I want to be free, I'm not talking about my work, right? I'm talking about me. I'm talking about me. I'm talking about Jay, the person, the woman, right? The woman, I'm manifested here in this realm as a woman. Watch how I'm about to serve y'all up right here. Watch me cook. If I'm in a capitalistic society that is male dominated and I am a woman and I see the data is very rich. Data is very, very key here. And I think that y'all need to really start paying attention to data a little bit more instead of paying attention to woo-woo stuff, like a whole lot of woo-woo, loosey-goosey stuff that don't matter. Let's look at the data. I got odds stacked up against me as a woman of color. Black is a label that was projected on me. I'm not black in color. This is melanin. But I'm called black because of the conqueror. So, because when my ancestors, let's look at the bloodline, right? The bloodline all the way back before all of this became, I was centered here as a person that enjoyed, like my ancestors enjoyed this space in the wild before civilization really started to become what it is today. I had to come here, and then my ancestors had to adjust to being conquered. We are a conquered people. You understand? So when it comes up and we're set with labels, you're a woman, you're a melanated woman, you're a black woman, you're a Negro woman, you're a da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da. So now I got another label, that religion. Okay, so are you a Christian? Are you a Baptist? Are you a da-da-da-da-da-da-da? Okay, so are you straight? Are you gay? Are you a lesbian? Okay, are you a Republican? Are you a Democrat? Are you a libertarian? Are you independent? What are you? It's always something that they put on you. Are you degreed? Do you have a master's? Do you have a bachelor's degree? Do you have a high school diploma? So everything, like all these labels, so everything that I'm being tied to has all these spokes that I have to identify with in order to operate in this realm, because value, they're wanting to attach work to me, to identity. So if I don't have this, or if I don't have that, if I'm not married, then I'm less than. If I'm not a mother, I'm less than. I'm not fulfilled until I become a wife and a mother. No shade to any wives and mothers out there, but y'all see what I'm saying? All of these concepts is surrounded by what? The capitalistic society and the social system that needs you to comply with staying in a place where you don't overpower the system. So, which means that you are going to have to adopt what are my options in order for me to sit in my feminine as a woman, not exhaust myself to where I'm going to an early grave, but then also task with the data, the statistics that shows that most melanated women are single or divorced or heading up matriarchal households. Okay, data is showing me that there is a likelihood that I'm going to be a mother who is single, a woman who is single but have children or a child. It is much more prevalent to me, for me. So what do I need to do in order to master the system that I am told that I am not going to fulfill success in? It is never meant for me to be successful. What do I need to do to achieve the goal of being successful in spite of them telling me I'm not? Because everybody's telling me I'm not going to achieve. Man, you coming down here? Well, come on. You understand? I'm just not seeing Matt in the background. um, yeah, you have to understand, like, what, how do I shift? How do I shift out of thinking that, maybe it's not going to work for me? Maybe it's not going to succeed for me. Maybe it's not going to come to pass for me. No, 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 no. I didn't come here to not succeed. I didn't come here. I know that my soul has something ingrained, in me that tells me I'm supposed to be great. I'm supposed to usher in a new era of women into a new normal. Thank you, Camry. I'm supposed to be ushering in women for such a time as this, even if it's a 0.3%. I don't know. But all I know is I need to get myself together so that I can just shift in this new realm. So with that being said, what do I need to do to achieve that? I need to get free. I need to get free from the institutions and systems that told me that the only way that I was going to be able to live and enjoy quality of life is that I gotta be sitting in somebody else's cubicle. And they watch me, because the conquered has to be surveillance. They have to be watched over. Look at what I just said. The conquered, and I'm talking about 85% of the globe. Let's put them in things where we can watch them. Let's label them so they can identify with things and they can argue amongst themselves instead of arguing with us. We can keep all of these gates in front of us and they can just boycott Target. They can just boycott Kim Kardashian, but they're not rebelling against us, even though we're the ones that they should be mad at. No, 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 no. Let's put some social things in front of them so they can just argue about that. Because who they really should be mad at are the conquerors. So when we give them some scriptures that say, I'm more than a conqueror. You think? You really think so? But that's a mindset too, because if I feel like I'm more than a conqueror, all I got to do is tell the system, I'm not going to be put in a box. Let's just make it very, very hard for those people to step outside of a system that we really want to put them in. So we empower them. We can say, if you step out, then you can do this, but you're going to have to pay taxes. You can step outside the system, but see, over here they don't have to pay for health insurance. I mean, they have to pay for a portion, but we're going to make it very easy for them to come out their check. We're going to give them life insurance. We're going to give them some retirement that they can't touch until they get really, 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 really old, like too old to even and too tired to even enjoy it. But over here, you can accelerate your retirement. You can accelerate it, but you got to pay for your own health insurance. You got to pay for your own life insurance. You got to pay for your own this. You got to pay for your own that. You got to pay for it. So you got to be tasked with looking like, is freedom going to hurt? Is it worth me stepping out for freedom with understanding I got to be responsible for my own health insurance? I got to be responsible for my own life insurance. I got to be responsible for paying my own taxes. And if I don't pay my taxes, what is going to happen to me? If I don't pay my health insurance, what is going to happen to me? So now you got all these questions and you say, man, it's just much easier for me to just sit over here. But there is a longing to be free. I'm not telling you anything that I didn't have to think about either. Take your time, Maddie. You're okay. We gotta start thinking about this stuff. Because freedom costs. And you got to start thinking about, oh, what if I do this? What if I have a bad day? What if I have a bad month? What if I have this? This is where skills come in. Because in order to be free, you got to learn skills to keep your freedom with the intent to cash out and buy your way out of the system itself, which means what? That you build enough pillars and vehicles and vessels where money is coming to you all the time, no matter if you're asleep, because it's real freedom. But you got to build up the automations, you got to build up the systems, you got to build up the people, you got to build up, and it takes work. A lot of women don't have that ability to sit down and rediscover who they are and who they are without work, and determine at this point what is worth. What is it worth it for me to have freedom? So that's where you versus the work comes in, because you know you're meant to do this. Some of y'all are meant to do writing books. You're supposed to be free to be. Your name is your name. But who you are, what you do is an extension of who you are. Is now who you are is an extension of who you are. When that camera comes off, when YouTube is powered down, when the Zoom is done, when the YouTube video is done, when I'm through being live, guess what? I got to go back to being who? Jana. Who I'm showing up on this Zoom is Coach J. It is one of my roles that I play in this reality. This is my sacred work. I'm showing up as a woman who is doing the work. When that camera comes down and I close his laptop up for the night, I'm Jana. When Maddie come down here rattling and talking, I got to switch to mommy. When I go over my parents' house, I switch to daughter. When I go and see my sisters, I'm sister. When I see my nieces and my nephews, all 6 of them, I'm TJ. That's what they call me. When I'm coaching the matriarchs, I'm Coach J. But who I am without the cameras, who I am without all this stuff, lives and posts and content, that's the person that gets to enjoy the fruit of all of these roles that I have to fulfill at a high level. That's the important part. Who I am without all the cameras and the ring lights and the lives and the content. That is who the truth is. And that is what I have to enjoy. When everything comes down and when everything is off, am I loving the life that I have without the cameras? Am I loving who I am and where I am in my life without all of the content and the cameras and the lives? That is the part where the quality of life comes in, because who I am without all the cameras, that is what matters. And if I don't like where I am in my life, that is a problem. And this is why I got to call y'all to the carpet when it comes down to your self-concept, because your self-concept is supposed to be bigger than who you show up as. But it does have something to do with it, because what you do in your work impacts the quality of life that you live without the cameras being on. I don't have to post that I'm going to, Bali and all this other. Some people, they use lifestyle marketing and they tie their life up into their content, and that's fine. They can do whatever they want to do. But when I go to Bali, I may not want to put that on camera. I mean, I may go live or take some pictures or whatever, but majority of the time, I want to be able to sit down. I want to actually see Bali. I want to actually see Egypt. I want to actually see Paris. I want to actually see the Grand Canyon. That's the part I'm trying to tell you. But those are desires that I have to root myself in to keep going over here. You understand? And ain't no wrong with but see, many of us are tying our dreams and the ability to dream to the world affairs. Oh, the planes are dropping out the sky. I don't care. My plane is staying up. My plane is staying up with respect to anybody that lost their lives or lost or, went through ups and downs trying to fly somewhere and they had to land midway and emergency land is up. But I get that. And you're going to always have that. But we don't have the same concept when we're driving past car accidents. Car accidents will slow us down, but we're trying to see what's going on too. But we don't say, I'm not going to get in a car and not drive. I'm not going to get in a car and not drive on the expressway on the street because it's too many car wrecks. I saw 8 car wrecks this week, and I'm just not. Even in the rain, you just be more cautious, or you just use wisdom in the rain. You slow down. You look at what everybody else is doing, and you just kind of do. But that don't stop you from getting in the car and going anywhere. Because there's just so much going on, because the media they got their hand in it. They're trying to deter you from traveling. And trying to deter you from living a quality of life. But when you look, like we used to do, and we still do, when you get on that plane, you put your hand on that plane and you say, keep this plane in the air, God, or whoever you pray to. This plane shall stay in the air and get to its destination safely without turbulence. I declare and decree over this entire plane in the pilot deck, the cabin, pilot's cabin, whatever they call them things. They shall stay alert. I'm not about to go back and forth about this. And the energy and the powers that be in the air, look, your angelic protection team is going to keep that plane in the air no matter what, because you commanded it to be so. Don't forget who you are. This plane is going to stay in the air, and we're not going to have no issues. And in fact, it's going to be the best flight I've ever seen. It's going to be the best flight that I've experienced. No, Alice, I don't do turbulence. I don't like all that. Now that's me. You can like a little turbulence if you want to. I don't like no turbulence. I want it peaceful, straight there. Come on down. I get my look. She said turbulence gives the ride a little bit more spice. I want spice when I get to Bali. I want spice when I'm salsa dancing in Mexico. I want all that. That's the kind. I want spice on my food, not in the air. That's why I said my nervous system needs to be straight. I like mine calm. I don't like a rattle nervous system. I want my spice in my food. Now, Kevin said nobody's driving to the countries. Folks are fleeing up out of here. So they aren't putting fear around driving, but these flights, we taking them right on up out of here. Absolutely. Because nobody can keep you back from what is rightfully yours. And see, I like peace. And I guess because I'm 41, I like calm. I like peace. I like sleep. I don't like a whole lot of mess. I don't like drama. I don't like dips and all this kind of stuff. Just get me there safely. I'm gonna have a good time, and I'm coming right on back safely and on time. Because I didn't got older, so I'm at the age where, baby, I didn't turned up. That's why I said, Elocin, baby, from 18 to 20. When I have married, 24, I got pregnant at 24, and I told y'all I was a force to be reckoned with, honey. I was clubbing in the streets. Okay. 18 to 24 don't owe me nothing. I turned up for you, me, and everybody on this live. Okay. It's by the grace of God that I'm still here. Because I didn't did so I didn't have me. I tell people, baby, when I say turned, drinking, drunk all the time. I told y'all when I went to go, when they told me I was pregnant, I said, you sure? Do you know what I did yesterday? I was drinking like a fish the night before. I was out drunk the night before. Crazy. And the folks like, well, I went in there to get birth control, came out with a positive pregnancy test. Don't get it, because I was like, you know what? I'm gonna go ahead and just get on birth control, because them folks like, you are not getting no birth control today. You got a whole baby, baby. And look, and still didn't. And look, I stopped drinking immediately. But I'm gonna tell you what else I went and did. I went and got on water rides. I'm 6, 7, 8 weeks pregnant, getting on, those at the water park. Oh, Elocin, I have stories, honey. I have stories for days. Okay. And I'm going to party again at my friend's wedding in August. With all my college buddies, we getting back together. Everybody's a big reunion in August, and I'm turning up. I'm going ahead and turn up one more last time, because we all in our 40s and mamas and daddies and all that kind of stuff. But anyway, y'all know them at the water park where the slide goes steep down like that. Like, you go there. I was getting 6 weeks, 7 weeks pregnant with her. Getting on roller coasters. Didn't tell nobody I was pregnant. Just, I knew it, but I was like, I'm gonna have my fun before I get bigger. I was like, okay, I'm gonna have all my fun. I'm not gonna drink no more, but I'm gonna have all my fun before I get bigger, before I start showing. But what I'm trying to tell you is, but that was the quality. Like, I enjoy my quality of life. I wanted to have a good time, right? But now, like back then, I was turning up. But see, I was making money back then. See, I wanted me I had a good corporate job where I could travel and stuff like that, so that I could enjoy a quality of life at that particular time, right? And then my priority shifted to making sure that she had everything that she needed, and I was equipped as a mother to provide my child what she needed. So I was always getting promotions and stuff like that in the job, because the paychecks rewarded me to be able to be stable, quote unquote, to take care of my kid. And then I started getting laid off from stuff. And I was like, wait a minute, there's a pattern here, right? So things started to change, and I started to get a different mindset when it comes down to freedom, when it comes down to quality of life. So I had to redefine what that was for me. Let me catch up. Courtney said, that was my tail too, just had some white and brown the night before. I love it. Big fun. Courtney said, that's why she takes you on a ride. Yes. Oh my gosh, yes. Yes. My goodness, yes. So, so my point is, what do you want in your life in order to make sure that you are stabilizing yourself? And that's my whole point, is that anchoring our lives so that we can enjoy the fruits of life. Even in this time where they're trying to discourage people from enjoying their life and living on the edge all the time. You don't want to live your life like that. So another thing that we want to do is that we want to start understanding focus. Okay, so anchoring our focus. That's another one. Anchoring our focus. Focus is choosing. Here we go. Write this down. Write this down. Focus is choosing what deserves your energy and eliminating distractions. Yes, Latice, I'm going to be there. Y'all, I gotta, I'm still flexible. I can still, my knees can still bend. I can still twerk. I can still do all this. Y'all, I'm 41 years old. I gotta keep my energy up. That's why I told y'all, keep stretching. Keep stretching. Keep stretching. Focus is choosing what deserves your energy and eliminating distractions. Listen to me. It is saying no to everything that doesn't serve your vision on a high level. What do you want? What does that look like? One of the things I want us to start thinking about is that we got to get out of the fight or flight. We got to get out of this struggle bus of up and downness, right? And I'm creating words here. But when it comes down to if I want to make or create more money in my life, if I want to bring more money into my life, if I want to receive more money into my life, and I wake up to sales every single day, am I creating the vehicles in order to make those things happen? And do I have a system ready to market on my behalf so that no matter what I'm doing in my life, I'm still getting the additional rewards for making sure that my systems are at ease? So the first part of wealth is to think about freedom in a way where, do you have to be on all the time? What does it look like to constantly run commercials? I think about the commercial analogy, right? And you remember the other night we were talking about Country Wayne. We were talking about his 750 pieces of content, right? And he started talking about the systems, and he started talking about how he was, automating those pieces. You have to start thinking about the posts and the content that you're automating. Think about all these things when it comes down to the quality of life. What does that look like as it pertains to the intentionality to stay in the realm of freedom? I want to stay free. So what does that look like? Not only freedom when it comes down to the day-to-day aspect, but if I am looking forward to keeping people and bringing them into my wheelhouse, what is that going to require? It's going to require me to add value, to continue to flush out value every single day, right? In some form capacity. And I understand that visibility is tied to me being able to put myself out there for the world to hear me, my messaging, and then having appropriate calls to action to get people to do a thing. And the thing that I'm telling them to do is going to put them in my world in a different level. So which means that I'm going to have my things and my offers and the messaging to be spot on to attract those right people to my links and it be so enticing and good They don't have to come and ask me questions. All I have to do is just sit, and I'm seeing on my notification Stripe or Stand Store or Pensight or Beacons or whoever, because that's the notification that the content is working on my behalf. And I'm actually in my oneness, reading, researching, creating, learning, doing whatever it takes, making sure that my house is in spick and span order, planning, of going after higher level deals and higher level clients. But things are rolling. I'm not missing a beat. I don't have to show up every single time, but I'm showing up every single time. And some of us got to understand, what does it mean to focus though? So that means that I gotta stop running after how do I reduce overwhelm? I'm overwhelmed. I got all this content I got to do, but I'm overwhelmed. Why are you overwhelmed? Because you don't have a vision. You don't have the next level of understanding of what is it going to take for me to step into this higher realm of freedom, which means that more and more and more, I'm detaching from me being associated with the worth of my work. My work is speaking for me and on my behalf, because when I'm not worried about how am I going to show up and how am I going to do this, I am taking the money that I'm generating and I'm putting it towards better systems that's going to support me. Because when I put the right vehicles in place, when I put the right vessels in place, when I put the right systems in place, guess what is happening? I get to be more and more Jana. I get to be more and more Elocin. I get to be more and more Camille. I get to be Stacy a lot more. I get to be Courtney way more and more, instead of coach this person that's a business owner. I got to show up and I can give my babies more time. I can give my loved ones more time. I can give my hobbies more time. I can be fit. I can pay attention to my health. I can get organized. I can start moving things and moving the needle in my life so I can do other things. Hey, Ariel, I can do more and more things that is tied to my upward mobility as a woman, instead of always, what am I going to do? What am I going to do? What am I going to do? Wait a minute, calm down. If I'm anchoring my energy to make more money, what does that look like for me? So if I say that I need to sit down and do this, how many times have we said that? I know I've said that a lot. I need to sit down and do this. I need to take time this weekend. I need to do this. Oh my God, spring break just went. And I got stuff to do. And it's always something, right? Focus, right? Let's go back to the word focus. I'm choosing what deserves my energy at this time. But why am I choosing what deserves my energy? Because my vision is the priority. So in order for me to stop living on 10 when it comes down to my nervous system, y'all with me? Is this making sense? Does this make sense? I got to check in every now and then to make sure that we are all on the same page. We got to get to a place in our world where our values. Let me see. Hold on. What is it? That's a good area. Yes, structure supports flow. Amen. And flow is a part of creativity. It's a creative attribute. Flow. You're supposed to be in flow. There is your nervous system is not supposed to be on 10 100% of the day. Your brain and your nervous system is only need to be alert to keep you safe. If something is, and see, some of us are desensitizing ourselves, because if something was to happen, you don't eat. That's why a lot of our generation, especially young people, Gen Z, they're so desensitized by so many different things, because they already live on an high alert nervous system anyway. So the things that you need to be nervous about and scared of, all the things that you need to be nervous, you can't run because you're desensitized. You be like, the things that you should be alert about, So we have a desensitized generation. But the focus to create these systems and create the structure and to create what we need to create around us has to come to a place of sitting down and mapping this out. What do I need to do in my business to support me? You hear what I said? Did you hear how I positioned that? Absolutely, Ariel. Absolutely. What this looks like for me is that as a woman, listen to what I'm saying, y'all. In order for me to thrive as a woman, for me to, not be in my bubble baths, trying to hurry up and post content, not trying to, I'm driving and trying to hurry up and make a caption real quick. Or y'all already know. Here we go. Let me see. Being in a store in line, grocery shopping, or I'm trying to Instacart and trying to make sure that I don't need to be doing all that. What can I do to relax and know? You know what that's aligned with? Be still and know that I am. Because if I am a goddess, okay, so some women call themselves goddess. You know how we do. Everything. I'm a goddess. I'm a goddess. I'm a goddess. Blah, 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 blah. But if you're a goddess, what are you creating? You're consuming, but you're not creating. Not all. Who is that? What's your name? What it means? What does it mean? Okay, what does it mean to anchor your nervous system? Solo motherhood. I love how you put this. Solo motherhood. Solo motherhood has made my nervous system shot. Okay, so that's kind of what I was geared towards earlier when I was saying that the system doesn't want you to be regulated. The system does not want you to be anchored, right? They want women to be on high alert and nervous and scared so that we invite even toxic men into our world because we fear that we're not safe. You are safe. You're very safe. So, and you know what? I'm going to say this, not all, that's probably another video that I got to make, but I'm going to say anchor your nervous system, which means what? Doing a lot more breathing. At the beginning of this live, I talked about the parasympathetic nervous system. So you probably have to, after this live is over, come back and watch the live all over again, because I talk about breathing. I talk about centering yourself and breathing in the morning time, how you wake up in the morning, how you put your hand over your heart and hand on your stomach and actually do your deep breathing, right? I moved to the country. I think Elocin said that too. She said the city is deregulating. I'm ready to expand and deepen in my creativity. I moved out of the city for that very reason. I've always been a city girl. Always been a city girl. Always. Okay. Even when I was living in Houston, I wanted to live in the city in the hustle and bustle, but I recognized that it was so dysregulating for me. So I moved way out in the suburbs. I'm talking about all in the country, talking about deer. We see deer all the time. I don't even drive at night anymore because I'm afraid of a deer just bum rushing and hitting my truck, and I'm mad then. So I have to find the way to be in a space where I don't hear sirens. I don't hear, ambulances and police sirens and all this other stuff, because I'm like, what happened? Oh my gosh, like what is going on? So I'm always on alert. So I have to create a system for myself, which means, number one, I got to get free from a lot of distractions. I got to get into a place where I have to focus. What does that look like for me? I have to get into a place where it's quiet. I can be in my own thoughts. I can understand self. I can get back in touch with who I am. I don't always have to be in a hustle and bustle every single weekend in order to feel like I'm in the in crowd. Sometimes it's good to just sit in your own thoughts and say, okay, let me go back. Let me redirect myself back to center, back to my vision. Let me pull out my vision again. And if I don't identify myself with it, then I probably need to create a new one that's much more resonating, that will make me move. Because I'm going to tell you this, if you're not moving as a mother, as a woman, as a whoever, if you are not moving, it's because you don't have a vision that makes you move. Write the vision and make it plain that they may run and not faint. I'm summarizing. I know it's more to the scripture, but that's the I want you to be in a space of creation. Do y'all remember? I don't know if some of y'all been following me this long, when I used to tell y'all that you need to get into a space where you are creating, like your living quarters needs to be almost like a studio. I know the matriarchs remember me saying this, but it was almost like your space needs to be your creative heaven. It needs to be your creative, it needs to be a creative sanctuary. Like, we're going to get plants. Me and Matt are going to get plants next weekend. We're going to get you know, my home office. Now we're getting like Megan, with love, Megan, okay, Princess Megan Sussex, didn't inspire me. So I said, I'm just gonna get started looking at my office, looking at my and I think Elocin just said she almost cried one night from all the noise that was outside. The city isn't worth the hype at all when you're committed to the work. Yes. Ami said leaving NYC has helped me with this. At first, I couldn't understand or stand how slow the South is, but now I appreciate it. The South is very slow. We talk slow too. We have Southern drawl. Yes. Courtney says she remembers. Absolutely. You need to get into a space where you can create and appreciate your living quarters, right? Pictures. Like, we're going to start, like me and Matt already said, we've been trying to get on the same page. Matt made a Pinterest board and all of that for us. You know, she in her creative era, you know, and that's just what it is. Being a woman, this is good what I'm getting ready to say. Being a woman and enjoying your lifetime as a woman should be way more of a priority to you than being a boss. Let me make sure I say that right, because I don't want y'all saying, well, Coach J said not to be a boss. No, I didn't say that. I said being a woman and enjoying your lifetime, this lifetime as a woman, should be more of a priority to you than being, you know, because y'all know y'all say, Coach J said we ain't got to be no boss. I didn't say, I just hold your horses. You know, you ain't got to be no boss either. You don't have to be a boss either. Clean my glasses. But you're going to have to understand that in order for you to be a woman in her own right and to enjoy your life as a woman, what does that look like for you? So that means you're going to have to create what? Look at your offers. You're going to have to create offers that get people results, right? Their questions are answered. That's how you solving your messaging, right? I want to make sure that people have a very, very good understanding of what this course is about or what this digital product is about. Because guess what? When people have a good understanding and they can read and they can follow the content and the message. And guess what happens? They don't come to me with questions, because the questions are answered in the messaging. That's feminine attribute number one. This is when you feminize your business, because when people come to you with questions, it messes up your nervous system, messes up your flow. So which means that you could be somewhere, in a spa or something. You get somebody with a question, say, Coach, I was trying to get ready to get this course, but I don't know where it comes. Like, I don't understand. Okay, so you can't get mad somebody asking a question, especially more than one person. Because more than one person coming to you, you like, okay, I got to get the content. Now, one every now and then, okay, I get it, it's just one person. But if it's over and over and over again, you got to change your messaging. That's the issue. Focus on making sure that your messaging is spot on. You decrease questions. And people can make a self-navigating decision about that course. They can buy it or not buy it because they're reading, who is this course for? Who is this digital product for? Who would be the best to benefit from this, right? Answering those questions in your messaging will actually make the course and the digital product a lot more digestible. And then people can make an educated decision in moving forward, or they say, you know what, this is probably not for me right now. I'll hold off. But you want it to be so persuasive that they just say, I got to get this. I got to make this happen, right? But you got to focus on order to do that. You got to stop thinking about your light bill and rent and all this kind of stuff. You got to stop thinking about all these different things. Here we go. Stop creating randomness and start creating with strategy. Stop creating at random. Oh, I'm here at Target, or I'm here at Walmart. I'm here at, the mall, and I'm here at the zoo. And let me see if I can do this real quick. No, how about just filming something and then waiting later where you can strategic, because it's going with align with your strategy. Honestly, I found that my content makes people want to be my friends. You need authority. What do you do, Ami? It's not. You gotta own the authority. You gotta own the space. You gotta do business. We gotta do business, right? So your content should be focused on getting people to think, not getting them, to entertain them, but to think. Challenge your people on thinking. Do you conduct your social media as a place to help people think, to convict, right? So you want people to feel some sort of conviction about their problem. This is why a lot of content is not about me. It's not about what Jay is going through. It's not about, oh, Jay is, it's always about the work. It's always about getting women to think about things, because my ideal client is a woman solopreneur who is looking to scale or grow her business using content, because she doesn't mind putting herself out there. She doesn't mind being bold. She doesn't mind pushing out to the world her thoughts and her positioning and her perception, because it's tied to what she feels is her life's work. Her life's work is not necessarily her life, but it impacts the quality of her life. That's why I've always said, you can have a boring business. I just want you to have a life that is fun, a life that is fulfilling, A life that, even if you want it boring, is boring because you pay for it to be that way. I don't care if you want to sleep all day, as long as you got some systems and automations in place to support where your money is still going. You can sleep all day if you want to. It's up to you. Because you got money coming in every hour on hour. You ain't wanting for nothing. You're now in the era of, wealth generation at that point. So how does capitalism affect women's focus? Constant distractions. Women are targeted with messages telling them what they should be doing, and they should be doing motherhood, business, social media, self-care all at one time, that they should be doing this, and this is how you be feminine. This is how you do this, and this is how you get a man, and this is how you... Comparison. Social media makes people feel like, you got to look like this woman, and you got to be like this woman, and you got to be like her brand, and you got to be like this person. And get to a place where you're not putting yourself in a position where you're looking like someone, but you look at people as inspiring. They're inspirations to you. It's not somebody whose life you want to take. I want her life. No, I'm inspired by her life. She's showing me what is possible. And you know what, Kyla? Let me even, I love that, but I'm going to say money promotes my rest. Money supports my rest. Systems supports my rest. Because I always want us to understand that this is not us. It supports us. I've always been a woman or a person that I want us to separate work. Because after everything is off, I need to be Jay. Love is free said, and then constantly wrecking your brain if you're doing it right or not. And this is kind of where this is my personal thing. Okay. So this is where I personally have to shift. I've told y'all this before. Well, some of y'all that's been riding with me for a while, that I used to be just in high ticket, right? High ticket was all I did when I first got started, right? And when I say started, I'm talking about in this leg of business, because I've had two businesses before. This one's probably my most profitable business, but when I got started in this leg, of course, I did nothing but high ticket, right? But when I got to a place where I didn't have much time to sit and do sales calls all day, I had to start shifting into a new belief system about diversifying income streams in my business to support me as a woman and as a mother. Okay. As a woman first, because Maddie gonna move on with her life. This is where identity work had to come in too. I'm not a mother first. I'm a woman first. I just happen to also be a mother. This is why sometimes mothers be having nervous breakdowns when their children leave home and they ain't got nothing to do. Even though I'm be sad when my baby go, because I have to mourn her being around me all the time. But she's gonna go into her own life. She's gonna go to college, and I'm gonna have to be Jay. Now this is when the work really has to come into understanding that I'm me. I'm going to be me. I'm going to have to enjoy my own company, right? So I had to learn how to diversify my business and say, I can't be on the phone doing sales calls all day. I can't do that anymore. I don't have bandwidth. So what do I need to do? So there we go. Okay. That's what happens when you got hair all in your face. Okay. So I had to do what I had to do in order to break away from this is what it has to be. No, I get to choose better. I get to choose better. I get to choose better for me at this time in my life. And this is what I had to do. I had to really sit down and think about it. I had to do the mind work to transition from having done this one thing for a long time and being successful at it to doing something else where it's going to take me longer to build up because I have to grab the audience, because the way that I was doing things had to drastically change. So I had to be more volume based. I had to get into more organic platforms that's going to bring more to me, right? So TikTok had to open up the portals for me to be able to get in front of more people in more time. And I had to do a lot more short form content. I had to do some long form content. And I really had to bring more mindset oriented content so that more people can come to me, see what I was offering, and then convert over into, you know, somebody that saw value in what I did and how I could help them, right? So the time that it took for me to do that was the transition was very hard. I always tell people, anytime you do something for so long and then you're adopting something new, there's a transitionary period that is going to be very hurtful, and it's going to sting your ego because you're so used to doing things for so long. Even though you hurt doing that, the transition is always the most painful part because you don't know what's on the other side of this thing. You're just taking a chance. You don't know how it's going to come out. You just know that you desire different. And if you keep doing it the same way, you're going to spiral out. So you're taking a chance on something brand new that you've never done before in an effort or in the hopes and expectation that it's going to turn out better for you. And as a result, it did. It did work out for me. It was very scary. It was very nerve-wracking because I had to not only trust this new process that I was in, but also guide my clients and be the anchor for them as I was supporting them while also going through my transition at the same time. That's a lot of energy work right there. And see, my clients ain't supposed to know that I'm going through it. My clients ain't supposed to know. My clients are not supposed to know that I'm, like, ooh, they weren't supposed to know these things because my job was to be their anchor, because they were also going through a transition of trying to learn how to learn themselves at a different level as well. So I had to master myself in my transition, but also do my job and be an anchor for this one up there. So this is why I tell women that self-parenting and self-mastery is very, very important for you to learn during this era. Does this make sense? And in all of this, I had to outsource my belief to source, to God, to stabilize my life while I figure all this stuff out, while also helping my clients to figure it out and helping this one and making sure that this one. Because my experience of my life is not my client's job to manage. My clients are not responsible for my emotional security. I am responsible for that. My daughter is not responsible for my emotional security. I am. So anytime there's a transition, you got to trust the process on the other side. And I had to stop thinking, listen to me. I had to stop thinking that I was making a wrong decision. And I had to trust myself that I'm making the right decision. I just got to keep it right. And that's another thing that a lot of women don't understand, is that when you make a decision based on desire, it is the right decision. It is the fact that you keep double backing and you keep self-doubting to the point where you don't move at all. And then you try to say, oh, well, I should have rethought this. No. You lean into it, even in the hard, because what's coming after you understand the transition and you understand your strategy and you stick to your strategy, what comes from that is when the system is anchored. This is when you know you're on the right track. That even if you don't know, things start moving. Momentum starts building. People start telling you your content is great. Your content is changing my life. I have had dreams. I have had goals. and you made me feel so much better. Even though you haven't seen a dime just yet, you like, I'm trusting this process. I feel the momentum coming. I feel the momentum coming. I know the momentum is on the way. I feel it. So which means something is being done right. I just got to wait on the confirmation, which the ultimate confirmation is that finances start to support my identity. Because the more and more people come and validate, quote unquote, the work that I'm doing. Okay, so the work that I'm doing is the content I'm pushing out there, and I'm trusting the process because I'm focused to make sure these things are put in place. And I'm saying, okay, let's see what happens. Because entrepreneurship is all about trusting what you don't know yet to be true for you. You've seen it work for other people. You just haven't tried it for yourself. And that's the disconnect, because we've seen things work. Content works for other people. But when it comes down to us, we're like, I'm taking a chance. I don't know if it's going to work for me, but I see the proof that it works for other people. I just got to trust it for me. And that's the part that you've got to understand, that it's a proven framework, but how is it going to work for me? That's the part that everybody got to understand. The only way that it's going to work is that I got to stand the test of time. I got to continue to test content. I got to continue to test out messaging. I got to listen to my people. I got to be a researcher and a practitioner of the work that I'm doing. I have to stay close to the ground of research when articles and studies come out, and market research. I got to continue to have conversations with people and ask them what they need. I need to just keep listening to my people to hear what they need. I don't rely on other people's content to tell me what to do. I don't look at my competitors and always look at what they're doing. My focus is on people. I told y'all the way I do business is completely different from other coaches. I'm not trying to, I'm just telling you. The more and more I lean into what other people are doing, I don't find my voice. I become them. So I got to find my way. I'm inspired by people's content, right? So you can be inspired by other people's successes. You can be inspired by other people's movement, but their movement and your movement is completely different. And I play around with this, right? I play around with the whole Jared thing, right? Because my name is Jay. And, I'll be like, well, and the only reason why I say this is because people will call women like myself masculine, not understanding I'm probably one of the most girliest girls you ever meet, especially in real life. I'm really good. Like my sisters, everybody say I'm the girly girl of the family. I really am compared to everybody. But I'm really a girly girl. Okay. For real, for real. But this is my thing too. In order to stay in my girly girlness, what does that look like for me? My girly girl is, spas and, rest and watching my favorite shows. My favorite show is Golden Girls. Don't judge me. But sometimes that's my time to just sit up. And then I'm a mother too. So I like to rest. Me and Maddie, we look at TikToks. We show each other TikToks, all the TikToks we didn't save through the week, and we sit and look at those. That's our time. That's our time of laughter. Sometimes we'll go to the nail shop together. Like today, we went to the nail shop today. We'll go to, to the stores and just look around, or we'll go downtown or something like that, get dinner. My job as a mother to expose her to nice restaurants and things like that, so that she can know like upper echelon types of things. I want things to work out for me and to enjoy my quality of life as a woman. So guess what? Things have to look different for me in the realm of my business. Courtney said folks keep asking for Sierra's prayer, but ain't praying for themselves. It really ain't. And Sierra just really didn't, I mean, she prayed. She just, first of all, she got to a place where she was just tired of the same old thing. She was tired of the same old thing, and she just waited, and it came to her. And then sometimes we're not willing to be patient. That's a feminine concept in itself too. It says you have to be patient. Get out of the comparison and get to a place where you don't feel like you have to be on 24/7. Batch your content, schedule your posts. Buffer is 2 systems. I'm just starting to lean more into CapCut. I didn't know CapCut was that good. I'm just starting to lean into it. I literally just really got comfortable with CapCut. I think I asked the matriarchs a couple of days ago. I'm like, are you CapCut? The balloons. Celebrate with me too. But CapCut and buffer.com. Buffer, the system. Kyla. Okay, so Kyla, what is that about? Right? Kyla, what is that about? The patient. She said, I heard patient and made a face. I know. We're not patient. Now, you do need a sense of urgency, right? But the urgency is to go ahead and get things done and get it done and test. Give it time before we drop out. Give it time before we say, I'm done. Because a lot of us quit too soon. We quit right when the thing is about to break, right when the breakthrough is about to happen. And then all of a sudden we're like, okay. But I promise you, if you learn how to stick to things and be acquainted with, I'm going to be patient. I'm going to allow this process to support me. I'm going to see what it does. I'm going to see what it's all about. I encourage y'all to go back after this live is over because I'm getting ready to close up because it's 9:30. And it's about to be my bedtime. I want y'all to go back and look at the video that I talked about, the live. Go on to my YouTube and look at the live I did yesterday, day before yesterday, I believe. I think it was yesterday. Was it last night? I can't remember. I think it was last night. Kyla, we meet on Thursday. The Contrarian Collective, the membership. We got about 2 more months for this cohort. I'm thinking about elongating it. I don't know yet. But we got 2 more months in the Contrarian, but we meet on Thursday. So you need to bring all them questions to on Thursday, Kyla. Because patience is a part of entrepreneurship. Y'all gotta focus and get your system together and get some continuity and some consistency. Because a lot of y'all ain't even making offers. You need to make offers every day. Grow your email list every single day. You need to make that a priority. What buckets are you creating? What buckets are you creating to get people to come in and experience all the beauty behind the door? That's good. What buckets, what gates do you have set up? What gates do you have set up? So that when they come behind the gate, the whole world is open to them. And it's like, oh my gosh, like she has this course, she has that course, she has this, she has this, she has that. I need to learn this, and I'm gonna come back and get this, and da 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 da. You gotta get creative and give people value. Don't give no people no mess. Give them value. What can they use now? What can they do to start the work now? You want your ideal client, your dream client, to be so inspired by where she is in your world that it's almost like she becomes so excited about working with you later. Because everybody got to start with seeing you. And I'm closing. In order to be seen, you've got to see yourself. I'm going to say it one more time. In order to be seen, you got to see yourself. And how you see yourself is going to be the foundation, but the world is going to see you in their own way. And many times when you're stepping into the unknown and you're stepping into your sacred power, people see you higher than you see yourself. You see yourself here. They see you up here already because they're already ahead of you while you're in destiny. You can't see how high you are. They see you higher. And this is why people will pay you and even tell you that you should have charged more for this, coach. You should have charged more for this, Kyla. Like this, I can't believe you offered that at that price. And you're thinking like, what? Like, or you changed my life. You changed my life. You just poured something into me. You don't know what you did to me. I was on this level and thinking about this all the time. And you just, when you said this, it just changed something in me. And you like, I didn't even say anything, because out of your mouth comes God. And because you're not present when you're saying things, you're channeling and don't even know you're channeling. So while whatever is coming out your mouth, it is hitting people's soul. It's changing lives and changing mental processes to the point where they're thinking differently, and you're just talking because you're just being used by spirit to get to the soul of another person so they can change. That's where I said obedience is better than sacrifice. See, spirit don't care about you leaving your job because you don't like your boss. That's when you're sacrificing. Obedience is when you leave your job and you're stepping out of your job into doing something that is so creative and so innovative. And you're like, I don't even know. And it's something that you do naturally. You don't even have to be trained in this stuff. You probably need refinement, but you do it so naturally. And the thing is that the way to your millions, the way to your money, the way to your life's greatest fulfillment and self-actualization is through the very thing that you do naturally. What you do naturally without a whole bunch of effort. And the one thing that you do naturally to the point where people absolutely love what comes from you, and it can be utilized immediately and considered, and it changes their life, that's going to be your way. That's where that's your wealth trajectory right there. But you got to stay the path, because your millions is going to come as soon as you get anchored in the fact that you are a millionaire today. So the way, and we're getting ready to close up. The way to money is not, it's not about, it's about creating a business where the entryway is what? What is the entryway? The entryway is content. Got it. Okay. You're creating content that is going to be so intentional, so well thought out, so deep, that you're shifting the energy of that person to take action immediately. Like as soon as they hear, you want every video that you pump out to be the video that moves at least 2 to 3 people to do something astronomical with their life. They're doing something to shift the trajectory every video that you put out. Every video that you put out going forward needs to have substance to it. It needs to get people to do something, take action. What are you doing to change their mind? Because before they came to your video, they were fine. Or they were messed up, or they were jacked up, or they were having this problem, this concern. But their video, your video that they saw come down their For You page or timeline or whatever, and they're like, this just did something to me. That's when you know you in the right realm. What you said in this video just did something to me. And then it's almost like that video is the one that made them take action. But because we're human and we struggle with trust, they got to go and see 1 or 2 more videos. Like, does she have maybe 1 or 2 videos I want to see just to make sure that I'm not in my head and I'm not thinking crazy? And they're going to go to a couple of more videos and they're going to say, you know what, let me just go ahead and work with her, because let me just go ahead and get this course. Let me go ahead and just enroll. Let me go ahead and get this digital product. Let me get in her email newsletter. Because what she said here and this video over here, I got it. That's how easy you need to make this. Does that? I want to make sure that makes sense. I want you to have that type of mentality instead of just, oh, I post. No, post with so much soul that you go to bed like, I know I'm gonna wake up and she gonna be in my inbox. When she wake up, when I wake up, I'm gonna be on her mind all night. I'm gonna be on my ideal clients on their mind all night. That's how deep you need to make this. This is a journey for you to secure and anchor yourself in your work. Let it be that easy. Give yourself permission to make it safe to receive money with ease and create with ease and to create your systems with ease. Okay. Right. All right. So that's it. That's all I got for y'all. You already know what to do. Go to my link. Join our 3-day sales sprint. It's coming up on the 1st or the 3rd. Come and sell. We're engaging. We're creating clients. Bring it on. Increasing our followership with people that we actually want to work with. Join the Contrarian. We got about 2 more months, but we're going on. Love y'all so much. Thank y'all. Did that help? I hope it did. I hope it did. Go back and watch the video from the other night, but let's create and let's receive. It is safe for you to do so.